Alright, so I'm gonna be going for a long run today, and I figured I'd take you guys along and tell you some tips for running longer distances. Today is gonna be about a 15 miler, so let's get into it. Alright, you can't really see right now, but I am gonna be stretching and warming up. This is something I really do more when it's colder, simply because you need to warm up your muscles when it's cold, but it's quite warm outside today, so it's just going to be brief. But yeah, always warm up before long periods of intense exercise. So, just started running, and my first tip for running long distances, always start out slower than you think you can run. If you run fast right out the gates, you're going to be gassed real fast, and then not have any energy for the later miles. So yeah, just take it slow. It's fine. You don't have to do it fast. You're going for mileage, not speed. So I haven't made it much further than the last update, but one thing I just thought of, your pace should be slow when you're running. Think, if you can hold a conversation at the pace you're running at the right pace for long distances. If you're wheezing and struggling, you probably need to slow down. Just thought of that real quick. Alright, so I'm a little gassed. I just ran up a huge hill. I always make a point to run up said hill. I mean, it's hard to tell on film, but it's pretty good size. And this leads me into two new tips. Tip number 2 is, if you're having a tough time with your breathing, like you're trying to get through a tough section, focus on your breathing. That'll at least give you something to focus on while you run up that huge hill or difficult section. Oops, sorry, I was blocking the camera. I'm not very good at this right now. But yeah, focus on your breathing is huge. And in ultra running, don't be afraid to walk. I'm taking a short walk break. I'm feeling I'm gonna be able to run in a couple seconds. My recovery from that hill is getting less and less. I'll be able to just keep going after it, which is great. And yeah, don't be afraid to walk. And if you're having a tough time, focus on your breathing, and you got this. All right, another tip, my hair is a mess. So as you can see, I'm wearing a running backpack. On long runs, don't be afraid to bring a backpack. It's got a nice little reservoir full of water, and it is just all sorts of handy. I keep nutrition in it, and I recommend, if you're going to be running for long distances, especially if you're going to be out in the hot, bring a vest or backpack that can carry a lot of water. And if you're going to be running for more than an hour, hour and a half, bring nutrition like running gels or chews to keep your energy up. Oh, wrong hand. So we're about 45 minutes into my run. I expect this to take a little over 3 hours. So I'm experimenting with timing, but gonna have a GU energy gel. I highly recommend, if you're running for long periods, your fuel. With glucose, something sugary, it could be fruit, that's always a good option. Energy gels, they have a whole bunch of different brands and flavors. Find out the timing and the flavor and what works for you. Experiment. If you're running a lot, you have plenty of time to experiment. I'm gonna eat this more flavor thingy now. Alright, so I got another one for you guys. If you're just starting out long distance running and you want to run these big distances like half marathons, marathons, and beyond, start out small. What's the furthest distance you've gone on foot? At a half mile. Slowly increase it. This time last year, a 5K was a reach for me. Now I'm casually doing 15 miles and after work like it's nothing. So work your way up slowly. Don't be a hero. Slow and steady will get you there. So, got another tip for you guys. If you want to be able to run long distances better, you can work on your speed if you don't have a ton of time available. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but working on being able to run faster will increase your stamina, which will help you run longer. So twice a week I work on my speed, sometimes 3. And during the winter time, I pretty much only do speed work because it gets dark and miserable where I live. So yeah, if you want to long distance run but don't have time, try speed. Not the drug though. One more tip if you're looking to increase your long distance running is to do strength training at the gym. I do full body, but the stronger you are, the more power you'll be able to get with each footstep, and you'll just be able to run longer. It'll help your endurance. Just strength training is a good thing to do. At any point, for anyone, I think everyone should strength train, but especially if you want to be a long distance runner. So another uphill, very small compared to the big one I do at the beginning of my route. And I guess now's a good time for our next tip, which is just enjoy yourself. If you run a pace like I do, about a 12-minute mile, you're gonna be outside a while. So just enjoy it. Take in the scenery, wave to your neighbors. Just take it all in and enjoy the weather. I know I am right now. All right, I got another tip for you. This one is probably one of, if not the most important thing to running, is get good shoes. I just tripped, but you want shoes that are comfortable and are well padded. And if you get new shoes, great. Break them in before you go for a long distance run. I made that mistake. The shoes I'm wearing now, I wore them on an 8-mile run first day I had them. Pulled a muscle in my foot and couldn't walk for 2 days. So get good shoes, but break them in first. Be patient. But yeah, good shoes are really important. All right, so if you live in an area that's like mine, very hilly, you're going to be running uphill just as much as downhill. Downhill. All right, sorry, I accidentally stopped the footage. I meant to flip it around. But yeah, so my advice when running downhill, it's going to be a lot easier than running uphill or running on a level surface, but take it easy. Because each step there's going to be more force bearing down on your legs, which means you could more easily hurt yourself, tire yourself, or more. And this is especially prominent if you're heavier. So enjoy the cruise of the downhill, but take it easy on the speed, especially when you're first starting out. You do not want to hurt yourself. So be mindful when going down hills. All right, I made it back home. I didn't really film any tips during that last half of the run. I went a little over 16 miles, about 16 and a half. I'll put the stats up here if you're curious, but I locked in on that second half. So I hope you enjoyed watching my disheveled self run on a Monday evening, and hopefully you found some useful tips in here if you want to get into long distance running, and feel free to check out any of my other content, and I'll catch you in the next one.